Hello, welcome to the lobby, GameSpot's weekly hangout every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on GameSpot.com. I'm the Irish guy, Daniel Dwyer, joined by everyone's favourite purebreed, non-regional host of the lobby, Mike Marty.
Wait, purebreed American?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The question was asked, are there any purebreeds left? Mike Mahardy, we're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. Wait, what about Justin? What is he?
Justin Haywald, the Arch-Chancellor of News here at GameSpot.com. Are you? What's your? No, let's not get into this.
I was
like Kentucky, right?
Yeah. I'm
Alaska?
from.
Yeah.
If I let my accent come out, I'm actually from Kentucky, just middle America.
Yeah, I love when Justin does his. You teach me phrases that you have in Kentucky, which we don't have in the rest of America, such as
How much more you like?
How much more you like?
So it's like I didn't realize. Sometimes there are things that I say that I don't realize that are regionalisms. And one thing that we'll say is that as somebody's finishing something, I'll say, "How much more you like?"
How much more you like?
You're like, how much more you like being done? How much longer until you're finished?
Oh, right, that's what that means.
Yeah, how much more you like?
How much more you like with the story? No, sorry, that was a mean thing to say.
How much more
I was
like
trying to figure out how you used it. Continue, by all means. I didn't mean to. Damn, I feel like an idiot.
I ran into a regionalism today where I kept saying I was talking about like 8 days from now, and I kept saying the Wednesday after next.
Mm-hmm. I say that,
or like yeah.
You said
or no, I said
Friday
a week from Wednesday. Yeah, sorry, Wednesday week is what I said. Sorry.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which doesn't work here, right?
It's always confusing.
Like
I don't
Saturday
think
week.
there's a consistent way to say like next Wednesday and have somebody go the next coming Wednesday or the Wednesday after the next.
It's been hundreds of years and we still not figured it out. Yeah.
Well,
We've got some of the greatest
that week.
editorial minds in the world here. We still can't do it. It's a disaster. Unbelievable. We're here to talk about video games, not grammar. And as it turns out,
I'm on the wrong podcast.
we had a meeting yesterday for like what are we going to talk about this week, because it always feels like pre-Madden. Like Madden is the day where okay, all the games coming out now, we're into it. September, October, November. So we've even got games coming out in December this year with Dead Rising 4 and
South Park.
Stick of Truth. Yeah, totally. But we've
Fractured
loads of
Butthole.
stuff.
Stick of Truth already came out. They're not
Sorry.
releasing Stick of Truth.
The Fractured Butthole. The Fractured Butthole. It's just that they're so similar. But I'm looking forward to playing that as well.
Well, sticks going butts.
Exactly. It's all the same. But we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about World of Warcraft Legion, which is out today with you, Justin, in just a few minutes. We got Mr. Rob Handler on to talk about Fallout 4 Nukaworld, which also came out today, which he's playing. He's also playing the Battlefield 1, I guess the second beta, the desert map, which he's been enjoying as well. So we're getting him on to talk about that. And then also, finally, the embargo is passed for yourself and Rob's trip to 343 to play Halo 5 Forge.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that as well.
Cool.
In a little bit. First of all, World of Warcraft, the MMO that just won't go down.
And like I feel like we've been talking about the death of World of Warcraft for an incredibly long time, but it's such a silly thing to talk about. Like I think we say that because it was the biggest, and it still is.
Continues to
be
be
biggest.
Yeah.
But when you come down from like 11 or 12 million people playing every month to now, maybe 5-6 million?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they had a bump. They've stopped talking about how many subscribers. They stopped publicly talking about how many subscribers they get. But I'm sure you still get a pretty big bump around a big release like this.
Totally. 5 million people, nothing to shake a stick at. This is the sixth expansion for this game, and I mean, it wasn't like they were like there are expansions for MMOs that there were some MMOs they used to bring them out every 6 months, or they weren't very very big. But the expansions, I mean, Burning Crusade, this game. So WoW came out in 2004, November 2004. I remember it well because we like got illegal American versions back home, so we could play it 3 months before it came out in Europe. BC came out in 2007, Lich King 2008, Cataclysm in 2010 rewrote the whole map, Pandaria 2012, a whole new area. Warlords of Draenor back in 2014, and today Legion adding a bunch more stuff. And you played some today, and I'm interested to know what that stuff is.
Well, there's a lot, and a lot of it's going to be in-game content. The stuff that's immediate is Demon Hunter, which if you pre-order the game, you can automatically roll the new hero class, kind of similar to Death Knight, where it's not a new race, it's a new set of abilities that you can jump into at a specific level. I think, and this one is 98.
Okay.
So it gets you really close to the level that you need to be to experience the new content for Legion. New level cap 110. One of the more interesting things that they've added in are the artifact weapons. So in this, you're not going around, you're not looting for new gear in the form of weapons. You're still getting new gear, but you choose. You get an artifact weapon, based on the World of Warcraft mythos, Ashbringer, Doomhammer, based on your class, and then you get to customize that based on the choices that you make.
Okay.
Based on the quests that you complete within the Legion content.
So does that sort of take the form of? I remember when they added socketed weapons, for instance, in the game. Is it that sort of thing where you're like there are parts of the weapon that you're sort of specializing or putting,
I think it does have some abilities like that, but primarily it's cosmetic.
Okay.
Right. What you choose, you get to choose how it looks. Because otherwise, like everybody is going to be getting an Ashbringer, and then otherwise every Ashbringer would look exactly the same.
Right, yeah.
For you to make it your own, you get to choose the quests, and those quests let you make it look a specific way. And some of them are really cool, some of them are whatever.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to play some earlier today?
I watched Julio play.
Okay, cool.
I am not cut up. My version, so I'm still somebody who buys the physical editions because they make the best collector's editions of games. I don't buy a lot of physical editions of games, but they just look so good on yourself. It's like a book sitting there.
I worked launch at a GameStop for Lich King, and we did a midnight launch in Cork, which is like the second biggest city in Ireland, and we had a line out the door for those ones specifically as well. Like they just make great sets, and they look great beside each other as well.
Yeah, they line up really well. They've been consistent with it, and mine didn't come in though. I did pre-order it, and I got a note from Amazon this morning saying we have to delay shipment of this sometime between September 28th and October 25th.
Oh my God, that's a while.
So I was like, screw this, I'm just going to go buy it on Best Buy. And I pulled up and was like, oh no, it's sold out online everywhere else too. Like, oh, crap.
Yeah, so you can't just go and buy your key. Because the interesting thing now is that, I think, is it all of the old expansion packs are now free?
Yes.
So
you can experience all of that. Well, let's see. Yes, you can. You don't have to pay extra for that content.
Right. Yeah.
Once you're subscribed into it.
Yes, you still have to pay for a subscription in World of Warcraft, but that stuff is.
But you can also level for free up to 20, I think.
Okay, right.
Which is like, so there's a little bit of that crack, a little bit of that first taste.
And the power leveling stuff, of course, now is built into WoW as well.
So
you
fast.
can,
level 20, you get to level 20 in just a couple hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I think it's free. Is like you can get your characters up to 20. It's so much faster than back in the day of vanilla WoW. Like that was a feat
for sure.
You played some WoW as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I only played about like 15, 20 hours total in Orc Hunter, and I think I got to around level 20. Does that sound right for that amount of time? Or no, probably like 30 maybe. I just remember I was playing, and I was playing by myself. When I play those kind of games, I kind of, aside from like Destiny, I play that for the co-op purposes, but WoW, I was always just a very solitary thing for me.
Me too, and I played the game for years. Like, I played up past BC, and I guess, it was before Lich King, I dropped off. But every single expansion pack that came out, I would go back. So, like, I loved playing Cataclysm when that first came out. I did it with Pandaria as well. I guess I didn't so much with Jannar, but I was looking forward to doing it with this, but it does sound like most of the content here is endgame stuff, right? If I go to the store and we're in the round for it, it's not going to be super different to what it was.
I feel like, the world itself is not going to be that different, but I think if you skipped Draenor like I did, that it does feel like a different kind of game. I think Draenor is when they introduced a lot of the graphical upgrades and all of that's finished.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. So all the in-game cinematic stuff is like totally alien to me. Like I've not seen much of that at all.
Like I think the game itself just looks better. It's still not comparable to some of those Korean MMOs. Like those are some gorgeous looking games.
MMOs that didn't come out 12 years ago.
But it holds up really well. That cartoony art style was such a great choice in something in creating a game that lasts. That when you look at it today and you don't think that this looks dated, that it doesn't look like a piece of crap game. It's like no, it's stylized and it fits the world in that game they've created. Like Wind Waker on the Zelda series. Like that's going to always look good.
That's why I've been playing Diablo 3 pretty consistently since it like 2012 when it released, was it? And I on PC and PS4, and I don't think that'll ever look too dated. I mean, I play Diablo 2 still sometimes, that looks dated, but that's a completely different art style. Whereas Diablo 3, like the closest I've gotten to like sticking with Blizzard for like a super long time is Diablo 3, honestly. Just with the updates they're introducing, like the cube, like all when they introduced rifts, that was pretty huge. Adventure mode was huge when Reaper of Souls came out, and
I mean, if there's one thing you can say about Blizzard is that we've seen with Overwatch as well, but like consistently with WoW is that they've done a good job of trying to retain people. Like the drop off we're seeing, for instance, in games like Destiny, where people are coming back every time there's an expansion pack. I mean, that exists. The peaks and valleys exist in WoW, but they've managed to if they're retaining 4 or 5 million people, that's quite amazing.
I mean, they have that core. You have people who I'm sure played nothing but WoW, and that is just their go-to game, and it's always been their go-to game, and even having those peaks and valleys, like you still have, here's your core, here's your base, the people that are going to keep coming back to it. And then the people like me that will go in, like, oh, there's an expansion, here's some new stuff, I'll go in and experience it. We don't necessarily have time to commit all of our gaming time to just one game, but it's something enough to draw you in, and you have that core, super friendly, super encouraging audience who will help you along. Like, so many times when I get in the game, like, there are just people who are higher level who just want to help you out and be like, hey, I'll show you how to do these things. It's the complete opposite of what you hear with MOBA is like League of Legends.
Hit up that RPG server as well. Just make sure you speak Elvish or whatever, or don't talk about Donald Trump in general Baron's chat, or they kick you out.
Donald Trump.
Exactly.
You just do it in a dwarvish.
Just make some sort of troll out of it. So there you go, World of Warcraft Legion, the latest expansion pack for World of Warcraft, out today. It seems like it's, I don't know, from the cursory you're looking at this and from hearing what you're saying about Julio playing it does look like it's mostly for people who have been playing World of Warcraft or maybe got to the end of endgame stuff and wanted to get more content there.
I mean, you can't. I don't even know if you can make a game at this point and say we're going to introduce new people to World of Warcraft.
That's a good point.
It's such a convoluted and complicated thing.
And like, if you're new and you want to play WoW, like, go play WoW.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need new. There's like, you've got 10, 12 years of amazing levels and quests and content. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
and they've streamlined it. It's so easy to get into that now and see, like, well, is World of Warcraft for me? The expansion is not going to convince you. You need to just try it out, play those first 20 levels, and then hopefully you have a friend who can kind of help guide you, because it is still, like, I don't think it's unfriendly. I think it's friendlier now than it ever has been. But it's definitely nice to have someone who can encourage you and let you know you're on the right path.
For sure. There you go. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you play WoW in the past? Did you have you had your interest piqued again by Legion? Are you going to jump in, or is it not for you? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, you're getting out of here. Sorry, Justin. We have to get Mr. Mike Mahardy.
Games.
Talk about WoW is the realest of games.
I'm here.
You're here. While we wait for Mike, you can't talk. Sorry, while we wait for Rob. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
All you white, blonde dudes look the same.
Rob is blonder.
Is he?
I will say.
Yeah. Before he gets here, tell me, you're playing Mother Russia Bleeds at the moment?
I am, yeah. It's a beat 'em up. It's published by Devolver Digital. The developer escapes me right now.
Right.
I can talk about the first 4 chapters.
Okay.
According to the embargo info.
How are
my
you
review will be up on the
4
5th.
chapters?
It's really good at beat 'em ups can become repetitive, and this is really good at actually using the stage and the boss fights to.
Rob's creeping in, and we literally have the camera on him walking in like the whole time. But fair play, I like it. Dedication to the cause.
Thanks.
We're talking about Mother Russia Bleeds. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, no, it's a really well designed beat 'em up. It varies the bosses and the uses the stage in cool ways, like the actual levels. It's pretty positive feeling so far. Like, I can't talk about the second half of the game yet.
Right.
My review will be up on the 5th, I believe. Okay. If it goes up on release day, I need to double check. But
looking over your shoulder, it looks like a very gory looking Streets of Rage.
Super hyper violent, more so than Streets of Rage, infinitely. There's also like really adult themes. You're in an
it's all like strip clubs and stuff, or it's
S&M
club,
full on S&M, like prison jokes,
prison S&M,
prison S&M as opposed to just the civil kind.
It's a cool band name.
Prison S&M.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's my favorite Metallica album, Prison S&M. That's when they did
Symphony
and Metallica in a prison. Yeah, Johnny Cash that shit. All right, let's talk about video games. Rob Handlery,
hey,
you're here because you are our Fallout 4 resident expert here at GameSpot.com, and it turns out they have put out a new piece of DLC, Nukaworld. You played some this morning?
I did. I live streamed it.
Cool.
GameSpot.com. It's fun. I actually, compared to the last one, Far Harbor.
Yes.
They kind of went all out on this new setting, the Nukaworld theme park, Disneyland-esque.
Okay, so this is it's like the Slurms McKenzie of the Fallout world. It is a theme park based around their Coca-Cola.
Nuka-Cola.
So what is it like? What is it? How big is it? Where is it in the map?
It's
how big
huge.
Is it? Is it in the existing map, or do you have to like go
No,
there?
it's in similar fashion with all their DLC. You start by checking your radio, or you find you basically get then a quest which points you into, like, in this case, it was the Nukaworld like tram ride that takes you off map.
Oh, cool.
Similar to Far Harbor, you get on a boat.
Right.
And this time it's just chaotic. This whole new map.
So it's like a theme park that's like built out in the middle of nowhere almost. You take like a train to it.
Yeah.
Like I guess most theme parks are.
Yeah.
And then it's just like what? Just totally effed up.
Yeah, it's, as Fallout fashion, it's just completely run down. And this time around, things, I guess, are a little different. Again, it's funny. It actually took so long just to get going in the new map.
Yeah.
They have like this huge... I was looking at the chat. Some guy was saying he was watching some other guy. It took him like 3 hours just to get through this crazy trap-filled maze where like every corner. This live stream was kind of fun. I was screaming because there's one room, for instance, where... you enter and there's a guy on the speakerphone who's just kind of making fun of you the whole time.
Yeah.
And there are basically, to also set it up, there are, I guess, 3 raider factions that are diverse, and they all kind of are fighting for power of the entire theme park.
I just love the concept of this already.
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
And so each raider faction is just a group of just assholes.
The Warriors in Coney Island, kind of.
Yeah, very much so. And
so are you like trying to make your way through this like fun house of death on the way in or something? It's like they've set up all these traps for you to like...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so it's kind of a cool premise where they the radio, even you find out. I guess this is kind of spoilery, but whatever.
Don't get too spoilery.
You're lured there, and it turns out that all the raiders there are just trying to kill people and lure them there, just to like loot them.
Yeah.
They're all just real pieces of shit. You basically like kick off and they're doing like a gladiator styled. You find yourself basically in this ring against a guy with a power armor who's like jacked up on like electricity, right. And you're just they immediately take away your companion. So my robot Ada is not there, and I'm just getting my ass kicked by this guy.
God, Ada's so good.
Ada is like the ultimate. I got
the best hack that game could ever have.
Oh my god, she's so great. She's got a ninja blade on one arm and a Gatling gun on the other, and so often she just resolves fights. Like, thanks, baby.
She's got range and melee sorted.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, you customize her obviously from them.
So in the area, is there like new weapons? Are there new enemies? Yep. Are there new like what's going on?
New enemies. One of the first things I got attacked by was a flying ant swarm.
Okay,
so those are cool. I can't think of any other animals offhand. New weapons. They right off the bat they introduce a squirt gun, a Nuka-Cola squirt gun. It has a cool animation of you basically, it is fueled by Nuka-Cola.
Just pour some in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You pull it in, and against this boss I was telling you is, the idea is that you take away his electric shield in order to basically then do damage on him.
Okay.
With the Nuka-Cola?
With this weapon, yeah.
Because it's water.
It's water,
Yeah.
so it fries them, and then you can do damage. So that's pretty cool. There's another weapon I use. It's just like a machine gun, but I'm sure there's other ones. I saw one in the trailer. It's a what do you call that toy with the rubber ball?
Oh,
like a paddle.
Paddle, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the ball
string,
and the paddle,
elastic string.
Anyways, the trailer showed it being a I don't know what's on it, but it's you basically have different types of ammo. You can flick these balls at people that are like loaded with electricity or plasma or something like that. I haven't gone that yet, but yeah, I imagine this pistol you can like mod and to do different things. I would imagine maybe like Quantum Cola will have a different effect on the weapon.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll freeze or something like that. Opposed to right now it's just the vanilla water. But anyways, what I'm really getting a kick out of is the map itself. Like when you compare it to Far Harbor, when you get there, it's like what are the gimmicks of that island? Well, it's foggy as fuck.
Yeah, that's the gimmick. Yeah.
That's about it. And even that frame rate was chugging. Here there are different areas. Like you're forced to kind of look at like the map layout of the park and go, where do I want to go next? So I just finished or most of it doing what's called Kitty. What was it called? Kitty something.
Right.
Basically, this is the child.
A child. Yeah, the like to infants area of the park. Yeah.
And it's just so funny. Like it's a very funny DLC. The whole thing is just infested. This area is infested with ghouls.
Right.
And there are insane areas of just radiation where it's like 20. You take 20 rads a second. So like, I'm playing a squirt gun game, which actually spits out tickets in the end. You take the tickets, and I imagine you get like you buy a weapon or something like that later on.
Yeah. Just like that school, you get your purple paste out of your
exactly. And anyways, you're just playing these little mini games as like I'm taking rads, or like a ghoul will come out of it somewhere. It's like really just like
it's like a good juxtaposition between like
totally
like this dumb yeah.
It is
Yeah,
like
and-
fairly open, right? It's not. You could do this in any order you want.
Yeah,
Just like
you-
Fallout 4 in general.
Yeah, in general, yeah. So like in the kind of the main market hub,
This
as
whole situation
this is
we're
so
watching
funny.
visually.
Yeah, so this is cool. This is so then I get into the kid fun house, and it's this type of stuff. Just perspectives changing, or like there's one area, it was called like a radiation spinning map where like you hack a computer to turn off the nausea mode or something like that. This was hilarious. I see all these guys and I just close the door.
So it's like a rotating map, but so it's like imagine like the dumb things you do in Fairy in I guess Adventureland places, but with like zombies on them who are just stupid as hell.
Right, and
God,
this
that
one
looks
was
good.
really funny. So each, as you'll see in the gameplay, as you go around the spinning room, each door has like a little funny gimmick. Like I open one and I get in and it's immediately just rad spray in my face. Or like another one, it's one of those perspectives illusions where it looks like a really long hallway. The closer you get, it's actually just smaller,
Yeah.
or it raises, right? And it ends up being not a large
Yeah.
room.
Sounds like Kevin McAllister just set up all this shit for you to come.
This is
and
great.
try to make your way
It's
through.
it's really fun, and so that's the plus of this is I feel like for even the price, which I forget, I think a lot of these are like $10, but so far this is just one little section, and I spent probably a good hour and a half here.
Cool. $20, yeah.
And $20, so that's pretty fat, yeah. There's a lot going on. Like
I mean, it's just from hearing you describe it, it already sounds like a million times more visually interesting and mechanically interesting than Far Harbor was.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
it seems like densely packed with crazy little things. And like the Fallout stuff, I guess, like it's one of the more interesting parts of it is all the like references to actual like life and culture, and like theme parks are so dense with that sort of stuff that I guess it's like this perfect playground for them to just like have fun with that stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and you could just tell the crafting of every room feels like someone has like gone out of their way to make it hell for you. Like in the intro, and it's difficult, right? I think John Luke was even saying, I didn't know this because I'm like level like 53 or something like that. I guess you had to be level 30 in order to enter.
Oh, right, really? You must
so
be this high to enter the theme park.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm yeah, exactly. That's funny. That's a good one.
Thank you.
And I see guys with like skulls next to their head. I haven't seen those in a while.
right, of course.
Insinuating they're
Yeah.
really high level, and sure enough, I'm using mini nukes plural to take them down.
God.
So it's fun, and I think if you like Fallout, if you had a good time with it, I think this is definitely something to look into. Like
Excellent.
it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to be. I mean, I actually didn't even finish Far Harbor. I couldn't put myself to do it.
Right, yeah.
Like I just got bored. This is something where it's like, oh, I can't wait to like go in this room. They do really funny things where like I go to. There's a really thin, creaky setup of boards, and below is just like this pit of radiation where I know I'm gonna be there for some reason. And sure enough, I open the door, like think I'm all scot-free or whatever, and then the boards all break, and then Mirelurks come out, and a guy in here comes like, ooh, Mirelurks. And you're just like, oh god, and I just die immediately. It's
great.
funny.
That's cool.
Oh, here's a really good room. That was so funny. And on the stream, I was just laughing my ass off. You go in a room and gas. Did I mention this already? No. Gas comes in, and you're choking because there's gas. And so then all these rad roaches come up. So now I'm shooting these, and then right away, the whole room ignites in flames because of my gunfire is setting all the gas off.
Right, yeah.
So immediately they're forcing you to use melee weapons. I got none. So I'm punching these guys. And then I get to one legendary rad roach who it's a big one, and I kill it, and then I'm like, okay, great. And then it just explodes and babies come out, and I'm like, oh shit! So I shoot it again, and it just flames.
So it goes up in flames again.
It's
He's
really
like a 10
fun.
second memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just forget in panic
great.
situations, which is what clearly what they're trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
to you,
do that,
which
yeah.
is like clever.
That's so cool. All right,
Yeah.
that's Fallout 4 Nukaworld out today for $20 on your platform of choice. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And if you want see more of that, Rob's stream should be live on GameSpot.com right now and on YouTube pretty soon, I imagine. Okay, let's shift gears, shall we? A little bit. Halo 5.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to talk to you guys about this because we couldn't get you on before because of hella embargoes. This game's out October 27th of this year, and you guys went up north to...
Wait,
Is
What's on October
it
27th?
Halo 5?
No. So September 8th is the
Forge and
release of this new update.
All right,
Anvil's Legacy.
Okay, let's rein it back then.
Okay.
Let's rein it
October
back.
27th of last year.
Sorry, I'm thinking of last year. Yeah, what am I talking about? Let's rein it back. Forget about the lower thirds, Jean-Luc. We're just revert. Yep, there you go. We're back at. All right, okay. Live people, you never saw that. Okay, it's been a long day.
Got really scared.
Me too.
Let me.
Did we break a huge
Embargo? Yeah. It's gurgling my mouth. Okay, we're good. Let's do it. Halo 5 Horde mode. Hey, what's up, guys?
Forge mode?
Shit. I'm just thinking about Gears of War. Third time's a charm. All right, let's do this. I'm a pro. Always a pro. Mike Mahardy.
Yep.
Rob Handlery.
Oh, hey.
You went up north to see Halo 5 Forge mode. The embargo is down, so now we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Tell me why I should be interested in Halo 5 Forge mode, Mike Mahardy.
Well, it's coming to PC now, which...
the personal computer. I have one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
On September 8th. It's the 9th...
That's how I play my Winamp songs. Yeah.
9th... Your what?
Winamp.
Oh, okay.
Really whips the llama's ass. You remember that? Sorry. Continue. Halo 5.
Is it an Irish thing?
Nope.
Yeah, Halo 5 Forge mode is coming to PC now with Windows 10. It's a 9th update, 9th DLC, Anvil's Legacy. They've been pretty constantly just kind of revitalizing Halo 5 since last year, October. This one is pretty interesting because Forge, obviously previously, has just been consigned to controller input.
Right.
Like Xbox One, Xbox 360 control scheme.
So your mouse keyboard and this stuff.
Yeah, so now you can, click and drag things as opposed to like tapping on it and moving your analog. You can just manually like change the trajectory of a man cannon. You can type in like specific mathematical like numbers, like if you want the man cannon's angle to be like 45.350 degrees, you could do that, whatever.
Cool.
Opposed to like hitting the scale and slowly
Yeah.
dragging
Yes,
it to
yeah,
3,000, which is time. And for a mode that is so heavily on like, I need to do this quickly because time is of the essence.
Does it give you more precision then as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah. With imagine like a shooter playing a shooter on a controller as opposed to mouse and keyboard, except like 10 times more easily now.
So is there anything else then? I'm just thinking about like PC improvements over consoles. So is there more scale? Can you use more assets in the levels? Anything like that?
I don't know whether I don't think there's any more like memory capacity or anything.
Right, and for the reason being that they still want you, I mean, you're limited on PC, but the idea is that you're still creating maps for the Xbox.
Right,
So
okay.
you can't, exceed any limit that the Xbox can't handle.
Yeah.
Right,
I guess,
but you can also test the maps you're creating on PC. So you essentially can just play custom games on PC with mouse and keyboard, which we did. We played probably like an hour's worth or so.
Couple rounds. I mean, that's what's so wild is that this is like Halo 5 on PC. You can you can play with friends.
Minus matchmaking campaign.
For free.
So so how many people can you get in there? Just 2?
No, custom game is 8v8, right?
Sure.
Okay.
That's
I think it's not big team battle, so it's 8v8.
Right.
You can
don't like quote me on that, but that's like the typical
okay.
match size 4v4, 8v8.
But you're right. This is like a tool that's been set up to basically try and get more maps, perhaps in like Halo 5 in the Xbox One version. But like you can just straight up download this, make a bunch of maps, and just play them with your friends. Can you import maps that are on the Xbox One version, or can you only play on the stuff that you've made yourself?
Right, you can go back and forth. So it's very much a cross-platform interface. And like what was really exciting too was for someone who I enjoy making maps, but very intimidating and it takes a while on the Xbox One. Now they have kind of revamped their whole UI for Forge, allowing for featured maps to get seen. Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I created a map in Forge. What now? What do I do with it? Where is it going to go? How do I share it? Sure enough, you can like and favorite. It's got a bunch of a revamp in keywords, so I can find maps easier.
It's a really nuanced search filter. You can take out like the user's name. Like if you played a map by like Turco Bango, or you can be like, okay, I like this map. Let me check out his other maps. You can say like, I want this tile set. I want this kind of like. People will can categorize it per game mode that it fits really well, like SWAT or whatever.
And the most exciting thing is they've pushed their prefabs, which is essentially like I can make a building. I can make anything in Forge. I can group them all, and then I can just send that to the web in that you can just take that.
Oh, cool.
So
Right,
what's
yeah.
really awesome, and I think this is just going to expedite all the cool maps that you see, because there are some really great ones, a lot of Star Wars maps and stuff, like
Right.
pod racing. Someone like takes a Ghost and is able to put like the engines, like Anakin's pod racer and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is like essentially I could take that guy's all of his pod racers, just bring them in, save me hours and hours of time,
Right.
and now all I can do is just make the maps
Right.
and make my own pod racing map.
Have they talked at all about how, like, for instance, if you typed in like Mario into this, like, will that stuff appear?
Hell yeah.
I think they're they're tags. So
Yeah.
you can just search that. Say like I don't know if to reference like an old school map. If you're playing like Blood Gulch,
Yes.
or if you do that kind of tile set and you don't want to take the time to design the entire blue team's base or the entire red team's, you can just search like capture the flag base and it'll bring up the preset like how
Right, yeah,
35, 40 items that someone combined already and just place those all on the map.
It's really cool. I mean, and you're doing that like in your own map, right? So you're not like exiting your map and like highlight. You can just do it in game, just like,
Right.
oh, let me search, bam,
Drop it in.
drop it in, and it's
Cool.
quick. And I
That's
think that's
good.
pretty cool.
So hopefully I'll start, maybe, people do that whole thing where they remake every other, Unreal Tournament and Quake level ever.
Yeah.
Stick it in there.
It's part of like a wider effort, I guess, to bring more. I mean, like a lot of Xbox games are going to be on Windows 10 as well.
Right.
But they've said Halo 6 will be on Windows 10. They haven't confirmed whether they're going to port Halo 5 to Windows 10. Although, like we said, it seems like a matter of time. Like because matchmaking, Forge is on there.
I mean, perhaps maybe that's it, or maybe they're doing it the opposite way, where they're going to just lay the groundwork here, so that when Halo 6 comes out, that maybe like all this stuff works there as well, or like a similar sort of system appears, whatever.
And the Windows 10 app, the Halo app, is also like a hub for trailers, as well as that's where you're gonna play Halo Wars 2 through on
Halo
PC.
TV.
Yeah,
It's all there.
You got it.
Like all the mini series, Forward Unto Dawn, whatnot. Yeah,
Good stuff. Interesting.
Yeah, super interesting.
Like almost like a free version of Halo on PC.
And it felt good with mouse and keyboard. Like, we were talking, like, we played SWAT, which was, headshots kind of only. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It was
Well,
fun.
of course, yeah. PC would be way more fun. Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, if you are the kind of person who played like old Halos just to play custom games like LAN parties with your friend, you can do that for free right now with 5.
That's excellent. Good stuff.
Yeah.
When is this out?
September 8th.
Okay.
Yeah. Anvil's Legacy is the name of the DLC pack.
Anvil's Legacy.
There are new
Check
rec
it out.
items as well.
Rec items?
Like
Rep items?
Requisition. If you play Halo, those packs that you call in new weapons with. That's
Sick.
Just a super minor detail.
Also features new rec packs. Check them out. All right. Yeah, you got it all in? You got all your Halo stuff in there? Yeah. We got through that section? Yeah. Sorry, I usually do a lot of prep before these. I did the Bombcast today. I was going in blind on the Halo 5 Forge thing.
You're fried.
I'm sorry I called it Gears of War. I'm sorry I called it
Horde mode.
I forgive you.
I'm sorry I thought that Halo 5 wasn't out yet, even though it came out last year. It's been a long day.
I thought you knew something I didn't. I was like, what?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Spoilers. All right. This is the section I'm most excited about all day long, because today, the second beta, I guess they're calling it a beta.
Open beta.
Open beta. Is it the first open beta?
Yeah.
I guess it is. For Battlefield 1 is out. The first closed beta I put in 22 hours into, and it was one map. And boy, that game was fun.
You knew that map.
Totally, right, yeah. And yet I didn't, because every time I played it, it was a different map. Or like, it was, there were changes to it.
Right.
It was a different level of totally fucking flattened.
Right.
Are we all in agreement that the first beta was great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All right.
Pre-alpha, what do you want?
3 for 3.
Sure.
So this beta, this open beta, new map, it's in the desert, it's got trains and horses. Looks real crazy. Rob, you were the only one of the three of us who has played it. You played a bunch this morning.
Well, I didn't play the beta.
No.
I played like 5 hours at E3 though.
Okay,
Map.
right.
So you've had experienced this as well.
Yeah.
But Rob, first of all, how does it play? How is the new map? There was always the worry that like, they've got one good map in them, and then like the rest of the stuff, it won't be as interesting. What are your initial thoughts of this?
Yeah, I put it in a couple matches already. I think this map's better.
Really?
Yeah. What's the name of it? I actually.
Sinai Desert.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's so cool right off the bat for me was seeing the sandstorms.
Right.
And you're getting a different form of the dynamic weather that they're like, putting in these games. And yeah, sandstorm, and then you get like a cool overcast cloud covering the sun, so it's like it just desaturates everything and cools it all down. And the next thing you know, it's hot again. So I think that's really fun to watch. Making craters in the sand is really rewarding. It
Oh,
looks
right.
great. Overall, I feel like they've added a lot as far as like graphics and
visual fidelities.
Yeah, it's really looking good, and
it looked great already.
I know,
Like,
it really did.
And it ran. I was really surprised. It actually ran really well on my home PC, which is like pretty good, but not like amazing.
yeah.
So yeah.
I got on a plane and flew around. I'm a big advocate of the air combat, and that again, it looks like before in the last pre-alpha, the planes. Again, this isn't a finished game, so I realize they're working on it, but it's cool to see these steps happen where the plane would hit the ground and then just disappear, kind of like pop.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, where'd that go? You're seeing a lot more wreckage now, and what I'm even more excited about is planes. Previously, you could shoot up ailerons, and then that would affect your flight controls. It looks like straight up wings are just gone, and you can still fly. Yeah, it was really cool. So you're seeing a lot more of this destructible nature, which is just like I think such an essence of this game. It's really exciting to see. So more of that. I got to ride a horse.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so tell me about the horses. Can you shoot and murder the horses?
I didn't have the heart to kill one, but I think you can. I think you can.
What are they primarily
feel
used
good.
for? Because they kind of look like they might just be
Flanking.
like the motorbikes of this game, right? Where you're just using them to get around and flank people and stuff.
Totally.
Can you fire one on them?
Yeah. If you spawn on the horse, you're this kind of like horse specific class, kind of like if you're like a tank commander or a pilot. You get this like lever action shotgun, which I used at E3. It's tough. It's one tiny little reticle like the other guns, but you're on the move and trying to hit someone with this one shot before you get like a 3-second reload.
Right.
The horse is I don't really like the horse as much because I kept getting in tight spots, at least when I played at E3. I don't know if they've improved it
I'm guessing they got pretty like long turning circles.
Yeah,
right.
well, you couldn't turn, but the good thing is you can leap over like low enough walls.
Right.
So like whereas a Jeep would hit this and then you'd have to go up on this mound around the horse, just leap over.
Do you have full control of the horses? Can you stop them, turn them,
Yeah.
like go anywhere? Okay, it's not like they're on a preset path.
It's like a motorcycle that jumps things.
Okay.
I agree. They're kind of tough as far as turning. Like many times, I initially found myself stuck in a corner or something like that, and then at that point, you're just 5 people already looking at you.
Right. Yeah.
So you're down pretty.
Maybe
quick.
there's some level of mastery where 2 weeks into this, we'll be like, okay, that's how you use those guys, maybe.
Right, and it seemed like the sprint of the horse had like a long cooldown and a limited amount of like stamina.
Okay.
So bursts of that. I imagine you get a blade. A sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was pretty funny.
Like a crazy Ottoman, like bending looking thing.
Saber. That's a better word. It's pretty funny seeing these two guys go at it like jousting tactics. That was pretty wild.
What about the train? So the train is like the Zeppelin of this level or something?
The behemoths,
Essentially.
they're called. Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's the kind of like a rubber banding. Not so much, but yeah, it circles the map now, and
It looked like
it destroyed you when I was watching you play.
yeah. Well, just no problem.
It's just got big cannons on it, and
Yeah.
you can spawn into it again.
I wasn't able to get into it. It was
Okay.
because it was the losing team that got it. But what's funny is, it looked like you could essentially stop the train and kind of go like whoever's controlling it. I definitely think someone is. You can kind of back up and go around. So you don't.
Okay.
You see the whole outline of the map. It looks like it goes around the whole thing, right? It looked like you don't have to go one way, right? And take 30 minutes to come back around or anything like that.
It's much more dangerous on the northern side of the map where those. So the map is actually. I completely agree with Rob. I think it's better than San Quentin Scar, the first one. This map is set up so there's 5 control points at the top, the northern side. Then there's this one random. The E one is down in this open like desert on the south,
like oasis kind of looking thing. It's cool.
So the top is like almost built up in the side of a mountain face.
And then the track is only like probably 100 feet from some of those. So that's when the train becomes, if I understand, the train like starts the northwest point, then goes down. So it takes a little bit for it to get back up north, but then once it does, it's super dangerous because.
But then presumably it's also a bigger target.
Right, but if like you're the winning team, you kind of want to try to eradicate it before it gets up past those 5 control points.
Oh, that's cool.
It seemed like it's definitely close enough. It's basically like just moving artillery piece.
Oh, you can start pummeling the village up in the north if you're close.
Or the E is the oasis one.
Yeah,
I think it's close enough around there, so that's like a valuable thing. It's like okay, basically it gives reason to go around the whole map.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing, you mentioned the map, which I am a huge fan of, is. Again, air combat is great. Like I'm a huge advocate of steep terrain and valleys to outmaneuver people. Sure enough, they have like sand arches that you could fly under and like really hug and fly in between the canyons. when you're able to utilize the terrain in a plane to like your advantage, if you get something in your 6 and you can kind of like, who's a better pilot, bud? Like, let me hug this corner. It's all I have to do.
Like Mission or Independence Day style.
Yeah.
Like just, yeah.
Woo! So you're seeing that. I think that's pretty great. As far as there's a few new weapons, they kind of pulled back on some things too.
Okay.
I feel like they took out some weapons, but they've added like assault class is basically compared to the previous game, it's like they just meshed engineer and assault.
Right.
So you're very much an anti-tank, anti-vehicle guy now. So they added dynamite, so you can throw down dynamite and blow it up. Perfect for the train.
But you're making you could like ostensibly make. Well, you did. You were making craters earlier at E, that southern outpost. If you had like no cover, if the building was destroyed, you could just make a crater and duck into it.
Right.
Right. And you totally need to, because it's so far away. There are just these stretches of sand dunes, which are fun to hit with a Jeep. I was like, whoa, it's really fun. But yeah, you're going to need cover, because I was in a plane and 5 dudes are just running across the sand dune trying to get to E. Dude, I was just knocking them down.
Really?
Yeah, just road
Fishing
kills.
and barrel
road kills.
kinda,
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
I think it's a much more diverse map, and I think it just looks great. Again, like for something as simple as overcast.
Right. In a desert.
Yeah.
Which is like a pretty
It's cool.
monochromatic area.
You would
It's
think.
weird. It's like this weird. To get it super geeky, it's this weird like confluence of the Mediterranean weather and the desert weather.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Because this is actually you don't care about the history. I don't know.
No, go for it.
All right, so it's the Sinai Campaign. British were essentially just trying to control Suez Canal against the Ottoman Empire. It actually got kind of like overlooked, but it took a while. It was like 1915 until 1916.
You said it was like almost like the World War II World War I version of Market Garden.
Well, Gallipoli was in the Australians' land, and we're trying to like pierce the Ottoman Empire. This was more a defensive thing on the British part.
Right.
But I don't know, like I don't want to talk to the full game before it comes out in October, because again, this is a beta. But this map, what it like excites me about it is that like obviously Battlefield games live or die by their level design, their maps, as most shooters do, but Battlefield even more so.
Definitely.
This one, you actually play the entire game differently. I was telling Rob, like San Quentin Scar felt like it's wide open space, and it was good for like different viewpoints and sniping, and like vehicles would be better up certain approaches, but that felt like this big battlefield where there were these separate skirmishes raging all over at certain control points.
Yeah. South and the north were like two different things.
Right.
And,
and this one's still kind of like that, but the fact that the train, you can't control where it's going, and the train is actually circling the map, and also the fact that there's this one lone outpost, it actually feels like the entire thing is one big cohesive battle, because there are these canyons. So when I was playing at E3, like my team was trying to push out of these canyons. We took the central village in the north, and then we were pushing them back into their canyons. But then the sandstorm whipped in, so they like, I don't know if they meant to or not, but they took the chance, because a lot of us were sniping. They took the chance for the concealment to come in and push us back. Whereas like the next time I played, me and 6 other guys and I just went down, held E for the entirety of the map. And like when the train came, we were like, oh my God. We just like hunkered down, like 5 of us died. There's like a couple of us left. But it feels, that's why like Battlefield 1 is exciting me right now. Again, I can't speak to the quality of the full game. I haven't played it, like no one has, but it actually feels like there are these, you have a sense of the overarching battle that you don't in like a lot of other games, and even like recent Battlefield games, in my opinion.
I mean, I am fascinated to see what people think of this open beta, because we have a lot of like, I think it's fair to say like a lot of us are Battlefield fans, but we're also like skeptics, like coming out of 3 and 4 mostly, is that like
4,
but like there's been nothing but we've enjoyed so much of playing the original beta, and it sounds like this one's fascinating as well from what you guys are saying. So I can't wait, because like, the press can talk about it for as long as we want, but it's not until people actually get hold of it that we can kind of like, you see that like tide change. And I really think like this is the best, but it seems already like it might be the best Battlefield that's come out in a long time. And we haven't seen any of the campaign yet either.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like that's the majority of people. That's not the main draw. Between like having a background in like looking at World War I history, but also just the fact that like if they can, talking about like with other people, like how big a part video games play in romanticizing war nowadays, like because movies did that for a while in the 50s and 60s, then like the 70s comes along, you have the Deer Hunter, and then the 80s comes along, you have Platoon. Those movies realize it's kind of messed up to do that, whereas games are still entrenched in this like romanticization, and you have people spending $60 on pre-orders to play a game set during some of the worst moments in human history.
You're right.
So,
like
not to get like too PC about it, but like if they can actually use that and kind of examine like how messed up World War I was, that's interesting to me. But if they just kind of exploit it, I guess I'm just gonna stick to multiplayer again. But I'm curious about the campaign. For sure.
Even just for the sake of having new types of games to play, like we've played, like Medal of Honor was very much that, and they were amazing. Call of Duty was very much that for the first couple of years, and those were amazing. But yeah, you're right. Like it would be great. Like Spec Ops: The Line is one of the most interesting.
That's the one.
Like stories about war I've ever seen, and like it's basically like a video game version of a popular movie, but like it's like I'd love to see more of that stuff. Not just for the sake of like war is bad, but also just because games haven't really explored that at all yet. You know what I mean? And you're right. Like if there was ever a war to do it, like World War One, whenever you like do your little Wikipedia search every couple of years and learn about it, it's like, man, this was fucking the worst.
Bad.
Like that's why they said it was the Great War, because we'll never do this again. Oh shit, we're doing it again.
Yeah, it was really bad. It's like obviously the Geneva Convention, like so many rules about about war now because of World War One.
Yeah.
Not
and
everybody
even
obeys
people
those
who
rules.
died, not even in the battles, like just across the world because of it, and influenza and fucking
first-hand accounts of like. I don't want to get too graphic, but like first-hand accounts of like trench, like just living in trenches.
Right,
like after a while, the trench itself is just like coated in. Yeah, it's coated in just like all sorts of human
feces and
in like humans.
Oh right, God,
It's like a sludge that people described. That,
oh my God,
disgusting. It's tough to.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
How the campaign goes.
Needs more sludge.
Oh my God.
You can really see the sludge.
You're part of the problem, Rob.
Yeah. Play it in 4K. You really got the sludge.
Look at this sludge.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is me scooping.
Are you like
dripping?
I just have this idea of like this matrix, like purple goo, which was wasn't
Power
that
Rangers
made of
and the
people?
Secret
I
of
think
the
that was
Ooze.
made of people. That stuff that they were in. The whatever.
The Matrix?
I think that stuff they were in the thing pods was also made of.
Like humans are batteries in that world.
Yep.
That's what you do with dead batteries.
Yeah. Video games. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you so much for watching Lobby. Actually, before we go, what are you working on? Michael?
Reviewing Mother Russia Bleeds.
Cool.
I'm right at the end. But first 4 chapters, pretty cool variation on the beat 'em up formula. I just beat Inside the other day.
Sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
finally. Took me, I think, like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Around that.
How'd you enjoy that?
I like that
ending?
game a lot more than I thought. The ending,
Without saying anything about it.
I like the ending a lot.
I kind of got spoiled a little bit by the ending.
Me too.
Yeah.
Alex Newhouse, who has departed for a few months, he was playing it next to me at Alexa's desk when she was out, and kind of got spoiled.
That's such
play that game.
It's such a game where like you just you want that impact to have like just no knowledge going in. I felt like I was kind of hinted at something and I was like waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then that was the bummer of it. Like it's
it's almost like one of those movies you go tell someone, I'm not gonna tell you anything about this.
Yeah.
But
Go see it.
Go see it, yeah.
right.
I got that with Let the Right One In, the Swedish version of that. I knew nothing about it, and I was like, "Yep, that's a great way to see that movie," because it's like this is not the movie I thought it was.
It's like Cabin in the Woods as well.
Yes.
And also this year, if you have
Dusk
not
Till
seen
Dawn.
it. Yes. Or Midnight Special if you haven't
Dusk
seen it
Till
this year.
Dawn.
Yeah.
My dad schooled us so bad. He was like,
really?
he was like, it's a great movie. And holy God, that first 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Was pretty intense. It was like,
Yeah.
damn, this is like a really good Tarantino movie.
Yeah, and then you're like, what?
Oh my God, my dad was laughing so hard. He just sold it. We're like, this movie sucks. He's like, nah, it's awesome.
That's good stuff. What are you working on, Rob?
Man, I really want to play Battlefield as much as I can, but I think I'm gonna definitely make some sort of Fallout feature.
Cool.
On Nukaworld. I think it's becoming a really cool DLC. I really want to keep playing it.
I am very interested to play that after our chat today. I'm also trying to find time for Deus Ex because I was away when that came out, so I haven't touched that. I never got to play either of the Titanfall tech betas because I was just super busy. And this weekend I'm not going to get a chance, but I'm very lucky to be able to go to PAX. So myself and Jean-Luc and Alexa Ray and Scott Butterworth and Marco are going to head up there to Seattle. I think some of the guys are doing the panels. I'm doing the PAX Rumble with Alexa. So if you're up there and you see us, give us a wave, say hi. We're going to be up there shooting previews, seeing what games are out there. There's a couple of announcements coming out of it, and then a lot of indie stuff as well we'll check out. So
cool.
Should be good. Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, gentlemen. I'll see you guys next week. See you next week. Thank you so much for watching or listening to The Lobby every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on GameSpot or in your earbuds whenever you goddamn like. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. Sorry. 2 things. Housekeeping. Thank you to Eric Tay, Jean-Luc Saipke, Richard Lee, Mary Kish, all the people who work so hard to put this show together. And there is a Battlefield 1 stream starting right away, so stick around.
Us two right here.
Oh, you're about going to do it?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here then.
All right.
We're done. Adios. See you next time. Stick around. Battlefield 1's happening. Let's shoot some horses. Bam.